right? Obviously it is expensive, no doubt about it, but there are other ways to manage it. Like gone are the days where you could get a cost per result of 100 rupee, 200 rupee, 300 rupee. If let's say it is 1000 rupees today, you make your model accordingly. Now just sell more, increase your average order value. No, let's say if you know, okay, right now I'm selling a 500 rupee average selling price product, sell bundle of 3. Focus on retention marketing. Well, I have a belief that okay, if we just cry over increasing cost on Meta and Google, it's not going to solve anything because the price is anyway going to go up. It's like you want to buy a property and the prices are going up and then you're just yelling कि why the property prices are going up.
जनरली हमारे को जो लोग मिलते हैं या हम खुद भी कहें, मैं खुद भी उन्हीं में से हूँ, आई विल बी अ कल्प्रिट. हम क्या करते हैं, हम कहते हैं सर पहले काम शुरू हो जाए फिर वेबसाइट ठीक कर लेंगे. कुछ आ जाए तो इसको बढ़ा कर लेंगे, आ जाए तो सुंदर कर लेंगे. आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ आवर डायरेक्ट सेलिंग कम्युनिटी और D2C कम्युनिटी, यू मीट देम, ये सही कि सर अभी पैसा क्यों लगाएं, पहले कुछ आ जाए तो. बट यू राइट, आई मीन द फर्स्ट टाइम यूजर विल नॉट स्पेयर यू नाउ. और मेरे ख्याल से आजकल को जो जेनजी या मिलेनियल है वो तो शायद उतना भी पेशेंस नहीं देता होगा.
दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. So they are not diversifying. I know many D2C founders, they are not expanding onto marketplaces. They are not exploring quick commerce. Quick commerce is slightly loss making initially, but still not diversifying. Their main focus is only Meta Google website. Now if anything cracks, the overall business model goes down because for a 100 crore, let's say 10 crore business, there is a 1 crore fixed cost also that you add on to your business, right? That you can't change. If you're not selling, you can still liquidate your inventory, you can stop advertising, all those things, but you have fixed costs to take care of. So diversification is very important and the brand also becomes like that only.
Hello and welcome to Rahul Sudan Value Podcast, the show जो कनेक्ट करता है आपको उन ओनर से, को-फाउंडर से, एंटरप्रेन्योर से जो आपको हेल्प करते हैं इस अपने बिजनेस को ग्रो करने के लिए. आप अगर D2C फाउंडर हैं, डायरेक्ट सेलिंग कंपनी ओनर हैं या सिर्फ एक MSME कंपनी ओनर हैं, हमेशा एक आइडिया तो आता होगा दिमाग में कि अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाएं कैसे. हाउ कैन आई स्केल माई बिजनेस सर? किस चीज को मैं ऑटोमेशन पे लेके जा सकता हूं और ऐसी कौन सी रिपीटेटिव चीजें जो मैं कैंसिल आउट कर सकता हूं. आज हमारे शो में जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं, इसको अगर मैं कहूं तो ही इज वन ऑफ द को-फाउंडर्स ऑफ द एंटायर D2C स्टार्टअप एरा. वो टाइम जब 2011-12 में लोग ई-कॉमर्स की बातें करते थे, जब ये बोलते थे कि ये कंपनी फ्लिपकार्ट है या स्नैपडील है या जैस्पर इन्फोटेक आती थी, या तब बात की जाती थी कि इसी टाइम पे कुछ ऐसे ई-कॉमर्स चीजें क्रिएट की जाती थी. वो कॉलेज से निकलता हुआ बच्चा ये सोचता था कि किस तरीके से मैं इस बिजनेस को बड़ा करूंगा और कंपनीज को सपोर्ट करूंगा. आज उत्कर्ष is not only leading a specialized D2C agency, but is also one of the co-founders for D2C Association. जी हाँ, आपने ठीक सुना. There is actually a direct to consumer association जो इन लोगों की हेल्प करता है, कंपनी ओनर्स की हेल्प करता है. He is the deputy secretary for the association for the Haryana state. And आज the entire team of Rahul Sudan Value Podcast is very, very happy and delighted to invite him. Welcome to the show, Utkarsh.
Thank you so much, Rahul ji. Thanks for inviting me.
2012-13 का कॉलेज से निकला हुआ लड़का एंड नाउ 2025 में कंपनीज को शार्क टैंक तक फंडिंग, VC और सब उस लेवल तक लेके गया है. कैसी रही जर्नी? हाउ हैज इट बीन लाइक?
Blissful, if I look at from the drone view, but हाँ, a lot of ups and downs, just like any entrepreneurial journey, typical.
आजकल के जो हमारे को मैसेजेस आते हैं वो कहते हैं कि सर आजकल AI आ गया, ऑटोमेशन आ गया, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द MSMEs एंड D2C कंपनीज आर स्ट्रगलिंग टू ऑप्टिमाइज देयर ऑपरेशनल कॉस्ट. दे कहते हैं कि सर मार्केटिंग में तो बहुत ब्लीड हो रहा है, ऑपरेशनली भी ब्लीड हो रहा है और इवेंचुअली रिजल्ट कुछ नहीं आ रहा है. हाउ डू यू हेल्प देम आउट?
So first job of an agency owner or a consultant is to ask them the right questions, because operational issue हो या फिर आपका unit economics sorted नहीं है, there is always a core reason for it. और कोई भी एक reason नहीं होता for any business to fail or succeed. There are multiple reasons accumulated together. So our job is to firstly distill everything कि where exactly there is a problem, because everybody says कि मुझे AI integrate करना है in the business operations, but maybe their product is not currently in the PMF stage. उनको एक एक्सेप्टेंस ही नहीं मिली कस्टमर से. नाउ दे आर थिंकिंग कि मुझे AI लेके आना है अपने ऑपरेशंस के लिए. हर बिजनेस की स्टेज को डिफरेंट लेंस से देखना चाहिए फ्रॉम द फाउंडर्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू एंड सी कि यहाँ पे ये प्रॉब्लम है, इसका सॉल्यूशन AI से होगा या फिर रियल ह्यूमन माइंड कैपिटल से होगा. वो पहले क्वेश्चन आंसर करना बहुत जरूरी है. वंस यू हैव एन आंसर फॉर दैट, देन यू कैन प्लान योर एग्जीक्यूशन.
कई ओनर्स कहते हैं कि सर हमें ना सीटीओ चाहिए और कई कहते हैं सीएमओ चाहिए. इनफैक्ट इतनी बड़ी कंफ्यूजन हो जाती है उनको कि जब उनसे पूछो प्रॉब्लम क्या है, तो प्रॉब्लम है कि बिजनेस नहीं आ रहा, तो कहते हैं टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. सो हाउ डज योर एजेंसी हेल्प? यू रियली बिकम अ सीटीओ फॉर देम और यू आर अ सीएमओ फॉर देम?
So we have a platform called My CMO under Scalite Partners. What My CMO does is providing a fractional CMO to a startup. पहला सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आपको सारे के सारे होशियार लोग हो, टैलेंटेड लोग अपने बिजनेस में चाहिए, बट दैट कम्स एट अ कॉस्ट. बट एट द सेम टाइम आप एक मिड लेवल और जूनियर लेवल टीम से भी स्केल नहीं कर सकते unless you have knowledge of each and every business function in your D2C business. So we bring a fractional CMO on board for that business who comes with a similar experience of their category. So let's say they have a startup in BPC category. So somebody who has worked in the beauty and personal care category will come and work with them, handhold them, mitigate their risk, align their teams properly, and give them that knowledge which they want, but at a fraction of a cost. That's why fractional CMO. Because initially it is equally important that they don't bloat their fixed cost. Because variable cost वैसे ही बहुत ज़्यादा heavy होती है in any consumer business, marketing, logistics, product cost, and everything. So you have to keep your fixed cost also low. That's why bring fractional leadership in your company initially. Once you cross to an X amount or an X scale, then obviously you can have a full-time team also.
So your agency specializes in various fields, I would believe. So one vertical you have just mentioned is the BPC, Beauty Personal Care Division. What are the other areas जहाँ पे आपकी agency help करती है entrepreneurs को?
So we call ourselves as a consumer company because see, your product can be so unique and there are new models coming up day and night. In commerce, people are consuming. There is a company who is in furnitures, in mattresses. Then there is a company who is in BPC. There is a company who is in toys category. There is a company in sustainable architecture, home decor category. The categories are multiple. We say that if you have a product and you know your customer and you know your product will be loved by those customers, your ideal customer persona, we are there to bridge the gap in between in the most optimized, scalable way. That's how we have positioned. So we are not industry specific as such. We are specific that you should have a product which you have confidence that you can sell. Because see, as a marketing company or as a scaling company, anybody can come and build a distribution for you. But if your business, which starts from the product, is not set right now, then better to focus more on your product market fit. So once you have your, let's say, 100 fans or 1,000 fans, then we come on board and we scale it as soon as possible in the most optimized way.
So when we say when you say you scale it, any example of, scaling it to say about $1 million or $500,000 or let's say, any examples for that for our viewers who are listening it?
Sure. So typically the businesses who come to us know, if I talk in INR value, they come at a 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh MRR monthly run rate stage. Because anybody who is doing 5 lakh rupees a month know, and let's say they are selling an average order value of 1,000 rupees, they know that they are serving to X number of customers. Now, once they are serving to X number of customers, what we can gauge from it that, okay, product mein dam to hai, theek hai? Of course, if they are not just spending 10 lakh rupees to sell for 5 lakh rupees, but if the economics are right and their product is being loved, then we scale it to approximately 1 crore. So we always keep in our mind कि within 4 to 6 months, if somebody is at 15 lakhs, we have to make it 1 CR. Because journey from, let's say, 15 lakh a month company to 1 crore a month company, which is slightly above than $1 million, can be done. Because if let's say you are in the BPC category is so huge, and obviously your product has to have some uniqueness in it. You should have a right to win. You should have a proper storytelling. All those things. If it is not there yet, then obviously we have teams to take care of that as well. But product में दम होना चाहिए. Product में दम है तो storytelling बन जाती है. Either your story is strong or your product is strong. One thing should be strong, then you can fix the other thing, and then only you go into the marketing and scaling part of it. So many examples. I can say that if we have a portfolio of around 40 plus clients, so around 50% of them are already at $1 million at least.
So जो आपकी बात से मुझे समझ में आया कि एटलीस्ट अगर किसी का 5-10 लाख का बिजनेस है तो then your agency would be much suited to him. That's more like an economics of thing, or like somebody starting can also afford you. Are you that expensive or premium agency?
No, it's not about expensive, even though we have a very unique model as well, which is very selective. If we love the brand, then we get onto a very minimal retainers and very heavy revenue share dealings, because we feel that we can make more money, and the client is also the our D2C founder is also more comfortable in that kind of scenario. So we do that as well. Our focus is to grow that brand. If we are not growing, we are not in that business. Keep 100 clients giving us 20,000 rupees. We are not in that. We need 20 to 40 clients but giving us good money. So we can also do great things for those brands. So expensive nahi hai. I think it's all about the unlocking the value of thing, because you just like anything just can't have a price. Like art doesn't have a price, right?
True.
Right. Similarly, for bringing the talented people with the right mindset, working with you as co-founders, growing your business, that has a different vibe altogether. There's so many agencies out there. Nothing against anyone. Everybody is doing a great job, but there's a heart in doing that business. No, that your vision that we want to make at least $1 million businesses, at least 100 of them. So we have that vision. So internal culture also changes.
Okay. So it changes. I mean, but if you speak to any D2C founder, he will say, buy 2 products from any outsourced vendor and, get it on a third party label, make a good website. Now, these days, AIs are making website a drop of a hat, you get 100 odd websites being made. And then you give Meta or Facebook or Google को पैसा देना शुरू करो और काम हो जाएगा शुरू. But is it really working? Are they guys really making money, और ये सिर्फ Meta, Google इन सब का पैसा देने का तरीका बन गया आज की डेट में?
नहीं तो गूगल मेटा को पैसा देना इज लाइक गिविंग मनी टू एनी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर इन रिटेल बिजनेस. ठीक है, इफ टुडे इवन द बिगेस्ट ऑफ द बिगेस्ट एफएमसीजी ब्रांड्स कम एंड से कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर तो मैं उनको पैसा क्यों दूं, ठीक है, तो देयर होल बिजनेस मॉडल विल फेल. सो मेटा एंड गूगल इज अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, डिमांड एंड सप्लाई. लेट्स से देयर आर like hundreds and thousands of product based searches happening on Google for your product category. Why won't you go there, right? Obviously it is expensive, no doubt about it, but there are other ways to manage it. Like gone are the days where you could get a cost per result of 100 rupee, 200 rupee, 300 rupee. If let's say it is 1,000 rupees today, you make your model accordingly. Now just sell more, increase your average order value. No, let's say if you know, okay, right now I'm selling a 500 rupee average selling price product, sell bundle of 3. Focus on retention marketing. Well, I have a belief that, okay, if we just cry over increasing cost on Meta and Google, it's not going to solve anything, because the price is anyway going to go up. It's like you want to buy a property and the prices are going up, and then you're just yelling why the property prices are going up. Of course, but there should be diversification. That I again agree, because if you are, so most of the D2C founders have this mix. Meta, 80% investment, 20% investment on Google and their website. This trifecta is 80% of D2C founders, 80% business. That is the problem. So they are not diversifying. I know many D2C founders, they are not expanding onto marketplaces. They are not exploring quick commerce. Quick commerce is slightly loss-making initially, but still not diversifying. Their main focus is only Meta, Google website. Now, if anything cracks, the overall business model goes down, because for a 100 crore, let's say 10 crore business, there's a 1 crore fixed cost also that you add on to your business, right? That you can't change. If you're not selling, you can still liquidate your inventory, you can stop advertising, all those things, but you have fixed cost to take care of. So diversification is very important, and the brand also becomes like that only. So this I've seen, कि Meta, Google पे investment करना is not a problem. But you start with that, but within 6 months or max to max 1 year, start diversifying to other channels also. Get into Amazon, marketplaces, quick commerce, retail, doing the cross collaboration with other brands. Like if you have a coffee brand, go and talk to a library and give your coffee a different touch and make that library a coffee cafe. So those things you should do alongside just doing few clicks on performance advertising here and there, which is important, but yeah.
Okay, so I mean, it's a very balanced view. You are going for Meta and invest, but you have to look at other offline options also. You have to collab, you look at offline, you make to look at retail or other options that you're looking at. I think there's a balanced view of taking it out. I think survival is the key. I mean, first you have to survive rather than scaling it up. Now, this is another question which keeps on coming is, one is obviously how to scale. The other is how you use AI in terms of managing the operations. So do you use anything inside? I mean, AI as for your agency work? How do you optimize your costing in operations?
I always give this analogy. Not using AI is like doing multiplication manually, not on calculator nowadays. So if somebody asks you that what is 25 into 73, and if you are not using a calculator, you're wasting your productive time. Similarly, AI is like that. It's like your calculator.
So which tools do you use in-house? I mean, how does your agency adopt tools?
So all the major LLMs we are using, so OpenAI, obviously we are using ChatGPT. ChatGPT, we are using Gemini, we are on Google Workspace, so Gemini is the integral part of everything that we do. Now we are also, so few LLMs are great doing few jobs. Let's say Gemini is better to do content work, but ChatGPT is good for logical thinking. So we use ChatGPT and Gemini both right now from the core. But from, let's say, presentations making, all those things are coming. Like my teams have started using Canva, Gamma, all those platforms to just speed up their work. And wherever we are doing advertising also now, there's AI in it. My creative team is using AI everywhere. Like all the platforms they are using to create that kind of output. For one of the companies who is in the tall category, they also came on Shark Tank. They're using AI to build because we are creating stories. So we are building Barbie for India, for the globe. So let's say in India, everybody knows Barbie, right?
Right.
But in US, nobody knows Nilla. Nilla is our Barbie.
Okay.
India to global. So we are building another company, The Good Doll.
Okay.
So working with them, great team, amazing founders, love making the overall mission in reality and vision in reality. We are using AI for everything. Obviously.
How often is it talk of going to Shark Tank and discussion in your D2C meetings? I mean, everybody wants to go to Shark Tank. Is it like
it was like before? But now it's like it's becoming like a check mark. Okay, just do it. like if there's an opening coming. Obviously, like in month of June and July, they start prepping for it and all. So every D2C founder who knows that they are ready, they are already doing some X amount of business, and they know that their brand has got established to some level, they just go and apply for it. Then it's a journey. Last year, 4 of our brands was on Shark Tank. So, well, it was a great feeling. We also see those spikes coming up in February when it was airing. The last time the spike was less because it was only on OTT, not on the television. But I'm not sure what is the process of this year. But many of our brands right now have also applied for it, and they are in the season 5 as well. So Shark Tank is part of the journey. To be honest, everybody should apply for Shark Tank. Everybody, and there are multiple separate formats also coming up now. I saw that this Harsh Gujral also has this new concept where the startup founders come in, the comedians and 1 or 2 angel investors and renowned business veterans are also there in the panel. So it's a very unique concept that they are doing.
So now you have the Shark Tank, the fish tank, and maybe an elephant tank coming soon. Okay, now let's look at one thing which, we came across one of the business owners. He said one thing, sir. Earlier it was you had a software. You used to adopt it, then you used to train it, and then you used to allow your team to learn it and implement it. Now what is happening with the AI advent, now ChatGPT 5.1 is there before you could learn ChatGPT 4.1. Now, the heck of information which is coming is not even allowing the agency owners or the company owners or the business owners to even absorb it before a new version is coming in.
Yeah.
And this is only we're talking about one OpenAI ChatGPT. If you compare it across all the AI platforms, then you're looking at every new software coming, upgrade coming before the previous has been established in the market.
Yeah.
How is this going to impact the overall scenario? I mean, or do we really stop it and say कि पहले ये settle हो जाए उसके बाद करूँ?
No. Stopping is not an option at this kind of high-paced technology upgrade zone. See, what we should do as an entrepreneur is only focus on the outcome. Like, again, another analogy I heard in one of the reels I was just scrolling, ki, when tractors came, a lot of farmers thought, okay, it's going to take my job away. Then everything is just going to go, like right now in the corporate world, everybody is thinking, no, AI is here. But now tractors are being used by all the farmers. It is obviously improving our productivity and everything. It's going to be a similar story for AI as well. As an entrepreneur, if I talk about today, what you should do, just focus on the outcome. And whatever you want to achieve in your business, just do the recalculations or reverse calculation ki what all channels or what all platforms can help you achieve that. And just follow how it is going, what for which task, which AI tool is better. One approach is that you use everything, you use ChatGPT for everything. Another way is that okay, I'm a designer, I do this, so for this X tool will work for me. If I'm, let's say, a marketer or a digital marketer, then these 2-3 tools I should keep handy with me. Just upskill yourself to at least that level where you know कि मेरे इस business function के लिए ये वाला प्लेटफॉर्म या ये वाला टूल सबसे बेस्ट वर्क करेगा, उतना ही करना है. एंड just don't get into defensive mood. I've seen a lot of people getting into defensive mode, especially the creative professionals, my category. They see कि यार you can't take the human touch away. ठीक है, people just no AI can replace human, which is true also. But I can see in their eyes that they are angry about it and they are being defensive. My company's copywriting team also became very defensive on it. Okay, and we also went through that where we just thought कि okay, we don't need a copywriter anymore. Then we just upgraded or want to now planning to hire more brand managers who understand brand from the brand point of view, not just from the writing copy point of view. Earlier, your creativity on your words was valued more. But now your business understanding and how you can connect brand to business is valued more. So those migrations are now happening in the day-to-day working. So just yesterday I was talking to one of my team members and I was telling him, he was just asking me, okay, sir, how I should take it, how should I take my career forward now? I'm doing this XYZ work on the daily basis now. How should I take it forward? I just told him, read business news. Because as an employee or as a team member, if you can connect to the real business, what is happening in your company, and you need to be shocked. Ki many employees, especially in the bigger MNC, they don't even know what is the money map of their business, of their work. Let's say if there's somebody is working in the research department, they are just focused on getting this research out. They don't understand this research is being sold to so many people at this rate, why people are buying, how their value or their work is being converted into money map. Just connect everything to money map. If you will connect everything to money map, like today, if I'm sitting here, I'm doing this. What is the why behind me doing this? Once you connect it to them, those kind of action items, then AI will start feeling less overwhelming for you because you're focused on outcome. Then you'll start seeing it like a tool, not seeing it like I am writing copy today and AI can do it better. So why you're writing copy? It will go as an ad, no. It will bring sales, no. Focus on sales.
Wow, I think excellent thought.
Yeah.
In fact, I just picked up one word you said, brands to business understanding. I think that this word actually redefines the entire B2B space now. Rather than looking at copywriting, content and releasing the ad, look at how brands will become business owners or business magnets. They can attract business. I think it's a beautiful thought, Utkarsh, and how somebody in the chat GPT copies it and makes your statement, and somebody book will come out on that day, brands to business.
That's a good name. Actually, we should copyright it.
So if I have to ask you, what is the tool that you use for, let's say, organizing meetings? So what tool would that be?
So we are using Google ecosystem. Like everything is so knit to Google because we are under Google Workspace. So obviously all the...
But then how about the project management happen? Is there something you use for the project?
We're using Zoho right now.
Zoho for the project management?
Yeah. We're using Zoho. Because see, again, it's migration. And if you see now, all the tech companies are moving towards building an ecosystem for businesses. So like Zoho has an ecosystem. Google has an ecosystem. Google can take care of your meetings. You have sheets. You have everything. Like everything.
I think the same way Salesforce and all. I mean, this is just creating an ecosystem. So once a client gets in, you have to give them everything.
Everything. Why? Because right now, what's happening in interesting study I was reading, ki churn rate for the SaaS companies where they don't have a proper ecosystem is going up because the production time of technology companies to launch new SaaS products is so much lower than what it used to be. Ki your competition can eat up very fast.
Wow.
So they have to innovate. They have to innovate and they have to create the ecosystem for each business. Then let's say if I'm in Google ecosystem today, if I want to get to the Microsoft ecosystem, it's a heck of a pain for me. So I've seen two different zones. Like one company using Microsoft Suite, so they're using Teams, they're using all those platforms, or you're using Google.
Yesterday only we faced this thing, we had 3 meetings back to back, and one was coming from an expo center, the other was from a Singapore tourism board, and there was a meeting from a university. So we had a Google link, we had a Zoom link, and then we have a Microsoft Team link. I mean, the set of audience was same, but you had to honor their speaker who was there. So you have to accept their persona and their way of doing the thing. You have to log out and you have to join there. Okay, that's a critical part of it now. So let's assume clients comes in. So one, I figured it out. You can help them brands to business. I think that's one tagline which I would believe is working for you right now. Operationally, also you can work it out whether it's an AI thing or it's a mind issue. I mean, if as a mind you're not able to solve, AI will not solve it. That's for sure.
Of course, AI is just a screwdriver. Like you should know how to what to do. That you have to define, and AI can help you to do it faster.
Okay, so I mean, there's too many things to, talk, and this could go endless. But I think just on a closing note, I mean, I just wanted to know if there is a new D2C founders is coming up, and in all this euphoria of Instagrams and all the reels, and what are the steps you advise a new age young entrepreneur to begin with? What are the books you advise or the podcasts you said them? And what are the correct things they should do? I mean, so that, they don't burn money out of it and the idea fizzles out. So what is your take on it? How do you advise them?
See, first thing is your product coming up with some sort of solution or some sort of uniqueness. That is very important. Your product has to have something different or better. Okay, like you just can't have a copy paste in. I mean, you just mentioned that there are many founders who have just got the contract manufacturers, same product placed with a different logo on it and then selling. It happens. It's okay if you do it, because in BPC that is very common, or many other categories it is very common. But at least their brand is mature to make it a differentiator. So in many categories, your brand becomes a differentiator, but when you're starting from ground zero and you don't have a brand right now, so you have to do something different with the product only. So first thing is product. Define the product, understand what other people are not doing. So let's say you have passion for gadgets, let's say microphones. So if you have passion for this, go and read Amazon reviews of your competitors and see the negative ones. Okay, what people are saying about my competition in a negative way. You will find some pattern over there. Once you find the pattern, make a solution of it and then launch your product. That is number one.
Wow.
Once you launch your product, and obviously you firstly go small, you go to your friends and family, your first level of your college elements and everyone, and then just go with your product. Once you have confidence on your product, let's say you've got your initial 500,000 customers from your network, then start doing advertising. Obviously, create a very good looking website. Just don't, I've seen a lot of people launching a very minimal kind of a website. Just click 5 buttons on Shopify and make it, which is okay to start with. But just give some thought to your website. Because when you will start doing advertising, anybody coming to your website, they are not going to see you like you see or your friends see your brand as. They're just going to give 5 seconds of their time. If they're judging you, like that person is like तुमसे बस वो शादी करने के लिए मिलने आए हैं shadi.com के बाद, ठीक है, and then you have to just present the best possible version of yourself, or you're just going on a date and you have to just present the best possible way. एक कस्टमर ना आपको 5 मिनट के बाद या पहले ऑर्डर के बाद फिर भी माफ कर देगा, ठीक है, पहले ऑर्डर से पहले माफ नहीं करेगा अगर आप एक भी गलती करोगे तो. एक बार रिलेशनशिप बिल्ड हो गया ना, फिर आपने अगर 90% में डिलीवर किया, यू कैन स्टिल लिव विद इट, बट पहली बार में आपको 100% देगा. तो put a lot of focus on your website. And when I say website, before that in your product and brand, of course. Okay, what is your storytelling? Okay, then you make the website accordingly. Because whatever money you will invest, people say meta doesn't work. It's not the meta. It's not the meta problem. It's your website problem. Okay, or your product problem or your story problem. Meta is just an engine to bring traffic.
No, man.
Okay? So then once you have cracked this, then start doing advertising. Maybe you can start doing some testing of your website also with 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees a day kind of investments. But once you know, okay, my website is working, I'm getting 1 order, 2 order and all. Don't look at ROI, ROAS, which mostly D2C founders go after initially. Don't look at that. It's not going to come like that. Once you have cracked the code of your website in the funnel, start growing, right? Once you start growing, then you know, okay, I'm getting 20 orders a day. You're at a 600, 800 orders a month kind of a scale. Then you make this one engine grow it 20% month on month. Okay?
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't, just say I said at the starting of the podcast, don't lose attention from the diversification. Once you know मेरे 1,000 order आ रहे हैं, 1,500 order महीने के आ रहे हैं from Meta and website का cohort, start on not on advertising but distribution. क्योंकि Meta में क्या होगा कि it will just build your awareness journey.
True.
But people would like to have your product from quick commerce, from marketplaces, from different places. Then start diversifying. Diversify करना बहुत जरूरी है. Let's say after 6 to 7 months of your run. Once you have the distribution, then you can just scale. Then there's also so many problems, up and down comes, but at least you get to that scale. And आजकल का ecosystem इतना अच्छा है ना, especially the association also that we are building, कि एक बार उनको वो हल्का सा confidence आ गया ना, then there are so many enablers, ecosystem providers, tech providers who can support you to the next level.
उत्कर्ष, अभी जो आपने 3-4 मिनट में बताया ना, उसमें एक बहुत ही बड़ी बात कह गए आप. जनरली हमारे को जो लोग मिलते हैं, या हम खुद भी कहें, मैं खुद भी उन्हीं में से ही हूँ, आई विल बी अ कल्प्रिट। हम क्या करते हैं, हम कहते हैं सर पहले काम शुरू हो जाए, फिर वेबसाइट ठीक कर लेंगे। कुछ आ जाए तो इसको बढ़ा कर लेंगे, आ जाए तो सुंदर कर लेंगे, अभी इसको ऐसे शुरू कर लेते हैं। आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ आर डायरेक्ट सेलिंग कम्युनिटी और D2C कम्युनिटी, यू मीट देम, ये सही कि सर अभी पैसा क्यों लगाएं, पहले कुछ आ जाए तो। बट यू राइट, आई मीन द फर्स्ट टाइम यूजर विल नॉट स्पेयर यू नाउ। और मेरे ख्याल से आजकल को जो जेनजी या मिलेनियल है, वो तो शायद उतना भी पेशेंस नहीं देता होगा। आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी 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 वैलिड पॉइंट है। आई थिंक उत्कर्ष, देयर इज सो मच टू लर्न फ्रॉम यू कि I think I will need to divide the entire podcast in 3 parts. So one is the company. How do we help the company, which is we are discussing right now. Yeah. The second could be the consumer side. How to help consumer in building brands and taking it forward. And third, I think how to improve the operational efficiency of organizations.
Sure.
So what we will do is, I think, obviously there's a time constraint for this podcast, and people don't have that such long memory these days. We will release 3 podcasts, and friends, if you are willing to listen to this, then every month or even 45 days, we'll bring out 3 series of this podcast on the agency side and company owners, consumer side, how to build your brands, and third is how to optimize operations. And we would request Utkarsh to come after every 45 days to deliver this session.
Happy to.
It's been a great learning, Utkarsh, and I'll take the line from brand to business. I think that's my new B2B now. Thank you so much for giving us time and giving us this tagline. Thank you so much
for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.